Okay guys, so as promised, we're coming back with another video to take out the stud that's busted in this head. So the thing of it is that trying to clean this thing with a rag that's like covered in grease isn't really helping me, but it did uncover, when I pulled the grease out of this thing here, it did uncover that there was a hole. So at some point somebody must have thought, well, let's drill it out, and then couldn't get that far before they just said, forget it, it's already off. You know, it is what it is, but this is my thing to deal with now. So I went on Amazon and I bought this nifty kit, and what this is a bolt extractor kit. So whether it's a rounded off bolt or it's a broken bolt head, you can do something with it. Left-handed drill bits, left-handed grooved sockets. I think that is a really cool design to grab onto a stripped off bolt head and be able to take that out. That said, I guess we're going to go ahead and try to line up what we're going to use here. So it's looking like the number 3 maybe. Yeah, I think that'll be enough to get me in there. So I'm going to have to drill this. This is really broken off at a funky angle. So this is going to make drilling this a whole lot more, not fun, but annoying. So I'm going to go ahead and drill this in, get a nice hole there started. Feels like the hole is very... Oh, okay, it just moved in, which tells me that's not a stud at all. That is something else. Well, either way. Oh, that's it. We drilled right into it. Okay. Let's go up a size. And I'm in. So, all right. So we're up to the, I believe the size this will work with. Okay. Then tap it in. Everything's a hammer. Okay. And then I'm just going to put this on it and extract it out. Ooh. I'm wondering if the threads were drilled out and then whatever they tried to get it out with was just whatever. Well, I guess I'm going to go for it with this. Everything's a hammer. Okay, that's going in there. Get away. Ooh, whoop. Pull it out. Put it back in. No, we're not doing good there. So now, I'm going to try to stick this in here. See if I can pull it out. If I can grip the side of it, slide whatever the hell that is out, and there it is. I don't know what the hell that was. It was plastic. Now I just gotta hope I didn't destroy the threads that were in there. It looks like there are no threads in there. There are no threads in there at all. Okay, well, maybe that's just a locator. Alright guys, I don't know how many days it's been. It's been just bullshit after bullshit after bullshit, and I'm just done. Today, I've got 3 days off, and I'm gonna make this fucking truck run. Right now, I've kind of got an idea of what I want to do with the exhaust manifold to kind of keep it back a little bit. As you can see, I got a board in here just to give me some room and some like prying action against the casing to, you know, trying to get it to pull back. But then I realized that the two are connected. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull the one back. I'm going to use the old belt and just pull it back and go from there. So I've got the belt tied around the outermost exhaust manifold, and all I'm going to do is just kind of grab a hold of the belt, pull this back, and I'm just going to wrap it around here, and then I'm just going to wrap it around here because I don't really care. I mean, if it gives me the room I need to get the head by in there, then that's all I need. Somebody needs exhaust. Yeah, this is turning out to be a little more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Let me see if I can use the board for leverage. Okay, so there it goes. Okay, pull the board out. Now I've got room to slide the head in. Alright, but first I've got to go get my step stool, which is an old tire from a Dodge. Makes a good step stool for the front of the truck. So anyways, now that I've got the manifold pulled back, I got a straight shot looking down on the cylinders. little bit of the sawdust come off that wood from trying to get it in here. It scraped a little bit, so now I get to pick all the little tiny pieces out. Speaking of picking out tiny pieces, we've got some, looks like paper in our water galley there on the front. The water pump pulley I'll deal with later because I'm going to have to deal with it at some point in time. However, this line right here, was the line that was burnt. It is a plastic line. It's not going to do me any good. So I'm going to have to cap this system off. Which, you know what, I don't particularly care. I don't need it. It doesn't do anything. And as long as it's connected to something, it'll be fine. But this one right here needs to be sealed off. And I'm just going to run a vacuum line at some point to the T over the top. And these as well are going to get pulled over to this side because those are going to get run over the top instead of behind the motor. I think that's a really stupid way to do things. Run it all behind the motor, but it is what it is, I guess. I'm wearing my 4s today, as you can see, hanging off my neck because I'm old. I've also got the repair manual for this machine. Even though I don't really need it too much, I will use it for specs and other general knowledge. The head has been sitting in my truck since the last video. It looks a little bit, a little bit crusty. I did brush it out a little bit. There's nothing really much coming off now at this point. I'm going to go ahead and slap the head gasket on here, spin it around, and try to figure out what the hell I'm doing here. So I've got this little stud thing here, this frame of reference, to go into the other third hole in, which is this one here. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm probably going to crap myself trying to do this, but I'm sure you guys have seen the blue one before, but this one is not that one. This is the Fel-Pro Performance gasket, and we are going to be putting this on. Like I said, the weird part is that the dowel is on the top, and that's really going to throw me putting this on, which means I'm going to have to line it on the top, and there's no other dowel pin. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but it's going to go some way. I know that much. Just locked. I wonder about on my head. Let me grab my head and take a look. So at this point, I go back to take a look at my head, but first I want to get a good look at this head. I'm really looking, trying to figure out which every port, what port goes where. I'm just looking for those, intake ports for the smog pump, and I don't really see them, and I'm a little confused. And I don't quite get it. So I go back to look at the head that I took off the truck originally. Hold on a fucking second. This head doesn't have smog holes. This head does not have smog holes. That is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. The whole time I was worried about the smog holes being an issue. And I can clearly see on this head where the smog holes would be. But they're not there. They're just not there. So they would run along the side of the head. This is the craziest thing ever. So here I am thinking I need smog, and I don't even have smog. So let's get into this. This is the best news I've had because I ordered the absolute wrong smog plugs. Then I went and got another set of smog plugs, and those weren't right either. Come on, give it. Give it. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. And this is a 1024 head gasket. It is, feels like steel. It actually feels like steel, which I don't mind. It looks like it might be, I'm not sure if that's one single layer or not, but let's go for it. Stupidity issue on my part. We're upside down. There we are. That is a better fit. Turn this. Let's put this on here. Just lay it down and lay it into place. No cutouts for smog, which is beautiful. All of these right here are supposed to be for smog, but I don't have it, so this is perfect. This head doesn't have smog. This head gasket doesn't have smog. everything looks perfect. So I'm going to turn this around. I'm afraid I'm going to misalign it. I'm trying to do it myself too. It's a little bit sketch. No, this isn't going to be good. Gotta get it out of here. That's wrong. I'm scared as shit. I really am. So this still has like the OG stickers. It says okay on it. It's got a stamp of approval. Well, I mean, if it's okay enough for them, it's okay enough for me. On my old one, there was a pin right here. I'm wondering if I should pull it out and try to use it in this one. Okay, well that was a big ass fail. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm trying to think how, because I got to get it in myself. In a way where I'm not going to fuck that thing up or move it. Problem is that there is no dowel pin on the bottom, and that's not going to keep anything in place. Especially where it needs to be. So I think what I'm going to do is try to remove this dowel piece right here from this head and at least try to stick it on the top of the block. And of course, the only tool to do this with is a pipe wrench. So let's go ahead and give her some oomph. See if we can get there. There we go. We're just going to go ahead and slowly turn this and back it out at the same time. We're starting to lose grip on it. There we go. This is going to be a slow process. One where I'm trying not to grind this up against the head either. There we are. So there is what I'm looking for. Okay, we've got this. So now we can at least go ahead and put this right up in the back there. We're just going to tap that in. There we go. Don't want to mushroom it. But this is going to keep that back part aligned and centered. It's all dry. We're ready to go in. Let's just fucking do it. Man. This is the most awkward thing I've ever done. I'm just going to kind of roll it onto there. Oh, jeez, the whole thing's moving. Okay. Oh, I'm going to crush my fingers. Shit. That's so not it. Okay, well, everything just kind of slid over itself. Ooh, there it went. There it is. That was it. I felt it go in. It's gonna need some love taps with a piece of wood. There it goes. Right into place. That looks great. Everything looks centered. Everything looks like it fell right into place. I'm sure we're gonna have slight misalignment at some part here. There's going to be a slight misalignment, I'm sure of it. Like I'm almost like foreshadowing that I'm going to have an issue, but hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully it all falls into place, and we can just get cracking from here. So let's do it. All right, kiddos. So here we are, the moment of truth. I got the head bolts out, got my toolkit, and we're going to go in to the manual here and get us our head bolt order. That is the order of operations that I need, and I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of it and put it on my phone for reference, so I don't have to get the manual all dirty. Oh, I don't even need it because I was actually smart enough to number all the bolts, which is awesome because my wife is very organized. She gave me the idea because I knew I would have to take out the rods. Speaking of the rods, I'll be oiling them and putting them back in as well. But first, let's go ahead and start getting some head bolts into place. I'm just going to pour a little cap of oil right there. Just a little cap of oil. Okay? Now, this is pretty fresh oil. I literally just Took this out of my car. So it's pretty, I mean, it's dirty. It's been run for 5,000 miles, but I mean, at the same time, it's not so dirty that it's black, okay? So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna go ahead and take our number one bolt here out. We're gonna clean it off because it's got cardboard fuzz on it. I use my shirt to clean it off because I don't give a fuck. We're gonna take a little bit of oil. We're gonna coat those threads ever so slightly. See that? Just coat those threads ever so nicely with a little bit of oil, okay? As well, take a dab of oil and just put it around the head. Get a good amount right around the top of the head there. I don't know why, but they always say to do it. So do that. Now I could be a little turd burglar and just use that friggin' Pittsburgh Icon friggin' torque wrench. Or I could go to the people that I know and trust, and that's Craftsman. So I got me a Craftsman torque wrench, okay? And so we're gonna drop this in the 1, 2, 3, 4th bolt hole. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, bolt hole, done. Give it a little threading. It's in place. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead to my torque wrench and pull this sucker out the case. It's like a fucking ungodly unboxing here when I pull this thing out because it's huge. This is kind of the downfall. This thing is just as freaking long as the head is on this fucking thing, which is gonna make things really fucking annoying, really fucking fast. Especially because I'm gonna have to put extensions on it. The torque spec on these things. So first it's 55, then 65, then 85 pounds. So I guess I'm going to set my torque wrench to 55 pounds. So let's go ahead and start getting these into place. So now that we're done with that, I'm going to take a little vape break, and then I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to tighten these up to 55. Alright, so now we are at about 35. So now it's time to get it up to 55, 65, then 85. So let's start our first round. I'm going to start with our 4th one up, which is 1. I need another extension here. Can't use this extension, that's too small. I have a feeling I'm going to end up using my shitty Pittsburgh, aren't I? There's got to be a way I can get in here. Now, start tightening. We are at 55. So when I hear that click, nothing. Wow, they're hardly, are we loosening the damn thing? No, I'm tightening it. Okay, so it must have pulled itself down. And there it was. Okay. I hear that click. There it is. it is. All right, so that's 55 on one. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. What the fuck, Craftsman? You can't make a fucking ratchet that actually does what you need it to do, and then it locks itself. That's the worst part. It fucking locks itself. And I have to like hit it to get it to unlock itself. But it's still locked. It won't turn. Either way, it won't turn. And all I did was use the motherfucker. There you go, Craftsman. There you go. Now it works again. Okay, so back to that last bolt. I don't need it to ratchet much, but okay, there's 55. Now I'm going to go ahead and check on number one again. We're still holding at 55. Okay, so that's our first pass done at 55 foot-pounds. All right, next we're going to go up to 65 foot-pounds. We're going to start with number one. There it is, 65. All right. And let's move this over to 2. Okay, that's that. Let's ratchet, and there we go. I have to make sure I spin it before I take it off. Otherwise the ratchet feature gets jammed up. So we just did 13, and then finally the last one, 14. Okay. There we go. All right, we're done. We're done. And that's the head on the truck. Now while this Craftsman ratchet is good when it comes to the torque spec seems to be right where it needs to be, the ratcheting function of the torque wrench is absolutely abysmal, because if you don't ratchet it before you take it off the last bolt that you've tightened, the ratchet function gets jammed up. I don't know what that's about, but I mean, I paid a hefty sum to make sure I got a nice Craftsman one. And I mean, this thing is freaking huge. But, you know what, for what I use it for, I guess for this, I got the Pittsburgh, but I'd rather use Craftsman, you know what I mean? Icon tools are a dime a dozen. It's the Harbor Freight Special, and I wasn't going to trust my head bolts to it. However, what I will trust to it is going to be the valve bolts. So, I'm going to go ahead first and install those rods. Well guys, dumb enough as it is, I just found my long extensions for the big guy, so I'll have to put that in here too. Anyways, just had to go run the dog out real quick. So alright, I got my 3 sets in, everything's done with the head is tightened down. I'll show you what I did in this thermostat. I drilled a hole in it so that it can weep air out of the top there, because there is no jiggle hole in these, and I don't want water to get trapped in there with air and have an issue later, and an overheating issue at that, because there's air trapped in the system because this thing's completely blocked the fuck off. So just like that, it'll sit and it'll let the air come out of the top. It's actually going to kind of go like this because it's at an angle, or maybe like this, yeah, because it's at an angle, so it'll sit right along this top hose. So we're not going to put this on just yet. I'll deal with that later. First, I want to get these valves set up. So without further ado, you take these bolts for the thermostat housing and everything, and go ahead and put these in the truck. And again, my wife has done a little arts and crafts here. Hopefully not lose these fucking guys. Yeah, I did. Lost 2 of them. I lost 1 and 4. Well, 4 I think went under the truck. 1 is right here. Get down in there without losing anything. Pull this one out. There we go, there's 1. And I gotta find 4, which went somewhere under the truck. That's enough of that. It's time to get these rods installed. So, all of the rods look good. They're all nice and round. There's no deformity of the rods. They're all nice and straight. They're just a little dirty. It looks like they're a little varnished from oil, which I'm not super worried about at all. Before I put them in, I am going to dip them into oil on both ends. And yes, I don't care. I'm using old oil. Don't care. Okay. My main goal here is to make sure that oil will run through the tube. So this one's 4. 4. In we go. 1. So, they're all back into place. Now it's time to get the rockers. We've got these all set up here, so we're going to go ahead and start transplanting. Put these on. I'm just going to tighten them up just a little bit. I'm not going to tighten up a whole lot, just like hand tight. Well, that definitely did its job. Okay, take that out. Let's go ahead and get my torque wrench out. We'll torque these down to 20 pounds. We've got the little guns, the Pittsburgh. I'm going to set this to 20 pounds, which is like nothing to me. So I'm going to loosen up the back end. Go ahead and unscrew it. should be 20 pounds right there. I'm gonna tighten it up, lock it in. I shouldn't be able to move. Let's get this locked in. There it is. This fucking toolbox is getting in my way. There we go. You hear that 20-pound click? There it is. Alright, so that's that. So I went auto white double platinum from AutoZone because I know double platinum to be pretty good. So at this point, I'm just going to start putting plugs in. I'm guessing these are gapped already. I'm just going to start rolling them in. Start screwing them in. No. That one don't fit, so of course we gotta go with the extension and the torque wrench. There we go. 20 pounds. So everything is sealed up on the head except for the water. And sadly, we're rocking the cork valve cover gasket. This is the fucking AutoZone special here. This is from all the entire set. And if I can just get it to set up where it's supposed to, then I can get all my bolts in place and not have to worry. But this cork shit is for the fucking birds, bro. I know these engines are from like fucking the 1960s and shit, but doesn't mean I want a fucking dick with fucking wood, basically wood composite gasket for oil. It's fucking weird. It's weird to me, but you know what? If it fucking works, I don't care. It is what it is these days. I just don't give a shit enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this ever so slightly around until I can find the holes. Next thing's next. We're going to start checking these holes. Making sure everybody's lined up real good. I got mine back. That's going to be a little bitch to get to. I got my magnetic parts tray. I'm just going to stick this up on top of here. Flip that over. These are all my valve cover gasket bolts. You can just get friggin' dumped out and magnetized into the tray. So I got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I got 7 here. Alright, so I'm going to just start throwing these in. There's this one. I think I'll be good with just bottom it out. In there. Okay. Valve cover is on. Alright guys, so basically at this point we've got the valve cover on, we've got the head on, we've got the valves on, we've got everything set up except for the antifreeze side. So far we're at this point. We'll come back tomorrow and the next day because I have the next 2 days off, so we're going to get this thing running in the next couple days. It's going to happen. So I'll see you there. Thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next one tomorrow. Well, maybe not tomorrow for you, but tomorrow for me.